Welcome back to the Huddle Table Games Network. I'm Ginger Joey.
And I'm Nick at Night Corey
Oh, wow. Bringing it
because
back.
I'm all reruns all the time. Back here with Oh Yellow again.
Okay. That is so on brand for you. I love it. It's so good. So,
That was accurate.
yeah. Every time I think of Nick at Night, I think of like the Moon Guy. Do you remember him?
Moon Guy.
So it was, I kind of think it started with like a McDonald's thing where they had
Yeah.
like the giant moon guy playing the piano for a McDonald's
I do
commercial.
remember that.
Right?
Yes,
And I
I'd
think
forgotten
Nick
about
at
that.
Night kind of like took it a little bit because
Yeah.
I think they also had an animated version of that, if I remember correctly. We're talking like 30 years
Oh
ago,
yeah, this is
so
literally
it's,
this is my childhood of the
yeah,
80s of watching weird black and white 50s shows
yeah.
that I'd never seen that actually somewhat entertaining. Honestly, Bewitched is a fun show.
It's so writing back then versus writing now, it holds up so much better over
A
time.
lot of time. Well, some ways it does not. Obviously, the
Mhm.
misogyny
Well, it
is
depends.
a little rough.
Well, okay, but at the time that it was written, that was like par for the
Yeah,
course,
yeah. No, it
right?
was. Watching it now, you go, ugh. But
Well,
it was
yeah,
not. It
but
was the norm back then, and you'd have to kind of accept that with some of the old stuff. But they do. You are right. Like a lot of the other stuff, like a lot of the humor does still hold. I mean, heck, you can go back to old Buster Keaton stuff, and it's still
I
hilarious.
still always go
It's
back and
brilliant.
yeah, but I
And
always go
Charlie
back
Chaplin.
and look at It's a Wonderful Life, right? Predicted the real estate market crash like 60 years in
Yeah,
advance or something like that. Did we want to listen to a movie? No, that's just made up. They
it's
don't know what they're talking
silly.
about. It's hysterical.
True. All right, so I've already mentioned, obviously, I'm back with Po Yellow again. I didn't have a time to get anything newish together, so I actually I was telling Joey I would like to test this Po Yellow against what Joey has because I'm curious how that deck does against a more aggro-y deck. So I'm curious to see how this works out.
So this is our Thursday Throwdown segment where we're
Yes.
testing decks and doing some gameplay. This is I ran a Java red deck against Corey in a previous video.
Mhm.
This is a new iteration, which is a Java blue version. I've seen a version of this in Eternal. I want to see what it can do in a Premier format. So you're losing some of your tools, and can it still hold up and be a good kind of a counter uh, control
Yeah.
deck a little bit, but also I need to see how it's going to do against an aggro style deck as well. And since he wanted to see how his does against this, it felt like a good thing to test. And that's what the whole point of Thursday Throwdowns is. So, right? Let's roll. See who
With
goes
that,
go
yeah,
first.
let's roll the initiative. We've already cut the decks.
Knocking over counters, throwing
Dangerous.
around dice. 71.
71. All right, I can come under that.
You can indeed
30.
with a 30.
Very good.
So
And we
I
already cut.
will take initiative.
Yes, you will. And let's see what we got here. How do I deal with you is the question of the day.
It so sounds so ominous.
Yeah, I mean you're an issue.
Wow. Just threatening me left and right.
Think I keep this? Mm, that might not be the right call. I haven't played this deck in a while either, so I'm a little out of practice on my Poe aggro, but it should come back to me. It's like riding a bike, right?
Could be. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to immediately charge you with espionage.
Okay.
I'm going to reveal two hunting cards, and then I get to look at your hand and remove a unit from your
Oh,
hand.
I don't like that.
So I'm going to reveal a true-faced Troig and a contracted Jumpmaster.
Yeah,
So I get to look at your hand.
that's rough for me. That's not
So
good.
you have a Poe, not a Poe, a Chewie,
Yep.
the Champions Pod Racer, your A-Wing, and a Death Space. So I'm going to remove your turn
A-Wing.
one play.
Yep. That makes sense.
And that's kind of the whole point of this card being in here is to really stall you out in the
Yeah.
beginning. So
Don't have to claim.
there you go.
That's
And
all I get.
I will pass.
Yep. That's rough. That's rough. All right. I think we get rid of that. All right. Good.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna drop that credit generator
Onto the ground. Okay.
to the ground. Get me some ground action and see how things go. And this could suck if you have the cards that I'm worried about. But maybe not because you're thinking.
Well, it's just a matter of whether or not I wanted to give you the Troig
Oh
or keep
yeah,
the
or keep it.
Troig.
I mean, two
Since
credits
you
is
went
a
to
lot of
the
credits.
ground, I'm going to keep the Troig.
Okay, fair. I will then claim.
Oh, and I'm exhausted when I come
Yep.
into play, and I will pass.
2-4. Not a fan of a 2-4. I'm gonna use that credit. Got a black squadron.
Okay. I will punch you in the face for 2.
Yep. I didn't bring out my
Yeah, we'll just use those.
yeah, we'll use these. I was not thinking. I didn't grab my life puck. It
That's
might
all
not
good.
be charged either.
We can also be using the Take 30 app on my phone as well.
It costs you a resource to bounce, so I am gonna swing into it.
Okay. I'll take 2.
Yeah.
Fighting for damage counters over here.
Yep.
All right. Then I am going to use my base
Mm-hmm.
and put a Shadow over Stygian Prime onto your spaceship.
That's rough. That's rough. All right. I will then claim.
And I will pass.
Yep. Yeah, this is gonna be problematic, I think. Let's do how we want to do this. I don't think that's gonna be very useful right now. All right,
So you
Stygian
take 2
Prime.
damage from the Stygian
And
Prime.
2 damage from Stygian Prime.
Knock it over, do
Yep,
a 3.
1 is 0-3. Don't wanna deal with all this. I think the first thing I do is just remove the Troy.
Sure.
Get that off the board before you can potentially bounce it back.
I pass.
You do indeed. Okay.
You're the aggro. I'm the control.
That is true. That is very true. In that case, I will flip Poe.
Sure. I'll pass.
All right. And then I will swing 4 into your base.
Okay. I pass.
I will then beguile that back to my hand.
You get to look at my hand
Oh,
first.
no, it's sorry. Beguile can't bounce my own units.
Oh, there's that too.
Yeah, never mind. Forgot Beguile can't bounce my own unit.
Yeah,
That's an
it's not
issue.
it's not the waylay of old.
Yeah, I need my
Removal.
removal. Oh, I need my, yeah,
Upgrade removal.
upgrade removal. Yeah, and I don't have it. So what I'm going to do then instead is go check on it and dig.
Interesting. A
That's not what I'm looking for
Beguile
in
and
a
what was the other one?
Han.
And a Han.
Yeah, not what I was looking for in there.
So, yep. Since you did that, I will put a contracted jump master into play.
Because I really don't have any other options and I want to just use my resources, I'm going to just bounce that back to your hand,
For
Beguile, and look at your hand.
well, I thought you only had 2 left open.
No, I had 3. That was 2. He costs 2 to play.
Yeah, you had the other way tapped.
Yeah.
You had to tap the other
Oh,
direction.
sorry. Yeah.
So that's what made me go,
Apologies.
what?
Oh, gross. Okay. Well, good to know.
Now you know why I was just passing.
Yep. Now I know why you were passing.
And I will claim the initiative.
Yep. I am in trouble, yo. Serious trouble. This is not good for the home team, folks.
I also know that you have another Beguile in your hand, though.
Mm-hmm. It's true. That is very true. All right. It's you.
I'm just going to flip Bajaba.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's your ambush with credits. You don't have any credits. So I'll swing 4 on your base.
Sure. not off of your base.
Yeah, don't take it off my base.
I'll throw 3 into Poe.
Into Poe. Okay.
Oh, and I take 3 back. 4 back. Oh, did you take 2 at the end of the last
I
round?
did indeed. I flipped one over.
Okay.
And I will. I gotta start forcing you to use them, so I'm just gonna put down a rose.
Okay, well, obviously I am going to. Let's see. Now you put down a rose right there. Let's do it this way instead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put down a knight, so you can trade into me if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do I want to trade into that? Probably. There's a 5/5 with Sentinel. Yeah, I will trade into that.
Okay.
Okay with that.
And then I will take the initiative.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you pass after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am not hitting upgrade removal. This is bad, bad, bad.
All right, ready?
Yep.
We're gonna kill Poe,
Yep.
and I go to 8 damage on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, we're gonna kill Han or kill Jabba.
Sure. I'm gonna kill Han.
I just was not in. I will then claim initiative. Yeah. Might just resign at this point. Not hitting upgrade removal just makes this.
You're only half dead. I mean, if that's all I'm
I
gonna
mean,
do to
yeah,
kill you, then
we'll
it's
see.
gonna take a long
Not
time.
feeling good about this without having upgrade. Like
It's also what you
second
know is
not
in my
getting it.
hand. It's
Yeah,
like
that's the thing is I know it's in your hand. I'm also like, why am I still playing this?
I don't know.
Because I don't think I have much of a chance here. I'm at 6 resources right now. All right, yeah, I'm good.
You're at 6. Oh, you stopped resourcing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm at 8. How the heck did it happen?
or 7 actually. So I'm at 7,
Sure.
but I don't need to go to 8. All right. And I took my 2 damage, and it's you with initiative, I think. Right? No, I took initiative.
Nope. Because I ran into Han.
Because you ran into Han, I took initiative. Let's keep working on things. Let's put down a wing. 2 tapped.
Well, I'll run 6 into your base.
Yeah. I had no answer for it, so I'm just like, well, gotta just take that.
All right, why don't we consolidate
Oh yeah,
this?
that's probably a good idea.
This can come off. That goes to a 10.
Yeah. How do I get through this? Irk.
I know what your response is going to be here. Stygian Prime.
Game.
Yep.
Game. I have 3 outer rims in here. Where were they?
I don't know.
And I forgot the Beguile. I can't bounce your own units. Oh my god, it was 4 deep still.
Sure.
That was bad. Yeah, I needed to hit an outer rim. I should have mulliganed for an outer rim, actually, knowing that you have that goddamn Stygian Prime, which sucks. Yeah. Not a good first game, not
On
at all.
on the bright side, you didn't get Grindon.
Yeah, I didn't get Grinton. Yeah, that was great. I didn't get Grindon, but I got screwed in other ways. It's a good deck. You've got a good deck.
No, when I saw Stygian Prime in the previews, I knew that was a card I wanted to like
Yeah.
find a deck to build around. Ironically, it's not even using the color combination that it is.
Yeah.
It's the splash base allowing me to throw that into any control deck is kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's gross. It's very gross. That was. I mean, I was like, I think I'm done. As soon as you put that down, I'm like, I don't have upgrade removal. If I don't pull an upgrade removal, I'm dead.
Yeah,
I can't do anything, and you've taken away my only threats.
Yeah, the what was the other card? I've always liked Frozen Carbonite
Yeah.
from the what was it, Shadows or Twilight,
Yeah.
one of the two.
That was Shadow, I
But
want to say. I
that
think.
card just always felt like it didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Stygian Prime is basically that plus.
Yeah, it does
So
more. Oh, that's a mulligan. Oh, gross. Gross, gross, gross.
this is interesting. You have initiative.
I do indeed. I do indeed.
I
Yeah,
think
there were
that
things I was looking for, and I just was not pulling any of them either. That was the problem. Like, that's why I was like, Boshek, I need to dig, and that dig was bad. I'm just like, that's what I got to go for now is
well, the
digging.
funny thing is that you're digging for item removal, and your item removal is an even card, being the
Well, there's other things I was digging for.
Okay, I was gonna say
There are
because
other options I was digging
your
for.
upgrade removal wasn't
No, yeah,
gonna
it
hit
wasn't
if
going to buy
that's what you're
upgrade
digging
removal, but it
for.
was I was digging for other items as well. I needed
See,
certain things like
I
jam
think,
communications. I
I
saw your
think,
hand, and I need jam communications.
sure, I think you need to be running not, especially if you're running Boshek,
Yeah,
you need to be running Sabine Wren, not uh,
yeah, that's
because
actually not a bad
Sabine
idea.
Wren is upgrade removal that is odd.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So
She's blue,
why
yellow,
can't I
red,
think?
yellow. Yeah,
Yeah, why can't I think of what the 2 cost removal is?
Outer Rim Constable.
Thank you, the
Yeah,
Constable. Yeah, you
yep,
should switch that around if nothing else for that deck.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
I don't know how many even cards you have in there.
Not very many, and
Right.
that would actually help the. I mean, that
Because I
would
think
help
Urk,
Boshek
I
more.
think, is the other even card
Yeah,
you
Eric's
have.
the other, and he sticks around because Urk is great.
No, I'm not saying to get rid of Urk. I'm just saying like you want to curve how many misses you can actually have.
No, I'm with you on that. That does make sense.
And Sabine gets to ambush into the ground if you needed to.
Yep.
So she pulls like double duty on that.
Yeah.
You would never be able to. So the negative is you can't get rid of a unique upgrade like a pilot.
Shadow Stygian Prime is a unique,
No, it's not.
isn't it?
No, that's why I was able to
Thought
put
it
two of them on
was.
you just then.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I can't kill a
You
pilot
can't kill
then.
pilots with it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I like this hand. I'm just trying to figure out what I actually resource out of this hand. I think it's this and this. So if
You have initiative.
I do have initiative, you're ready. I'm going to put out a Republic Y-Wing.
Okay. I am going to Inspector Shuttle you.
Uh-huh.
So when played, I get to name a card, and
Mhm.
then I get to look at your hand. And for each copy of the named card, I put an experience counter on my unit here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name Chewbacca.
No Chewbacca's,
That's fine.
but you get to see
There's
his
your
head.
outer rim, so
Yep.
you can get rid of the Stygian, the champions, and then a Rose Tico. That's gonna be fun for you.
Hey, one, throw Poe on. Well, no, it's not. What do you
Sure.
mean it's going to be fun for me? You're going to take it away next turn.
You don't know that. I will claim the initiative.
Yeah, I do that. What do you mean fun for me? You're going to remove it.
You don't know that.
That's not fun for me at all. I don't enjoy that in the least.
Yes, we have to do that. Okay.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
We are going to hold your A-Wing for questioning.
Okay.
So the way this works is
Exhaust it.
I exhaust it, and then if I do, I get to look at your hand, and I get to choose a card to
Yeah.
discard that matches your
So
aspect.
it's yellow only, so it's one of those two.
So you're right. So it's the champion or the rose at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. We will get rid of the champion, please.
Okay. That makes sense. That's not a bad call.
Because that leads into the rose if you do that.
Yeah.
So, yep, you'll throw that
Falcon.
down. I will claim the initiative.
And I'll pass. Mm-hmm. Let's see what you got for me. What terribleness am I going to get hit with next?
Let's see, what did you have in your hand? You had,
Cards.
I know. No, okay, so if we're playing like an actual like tournament. I have a piece of paper and I'm writing this stuff
Yeah,
down.
it's
So,
necessary. Yeah.
um, you had Rose, you had the Constable, you had the Falcon. I took away those are the only four cards you had.
Mm-hmm.
So then I know you have Rose, Constable, and um, Falcon you just played. So, okay.
Yep. Sure, we'll go with that.
We're going to go Rendon and call Rose Tico.
Sure. There goes Rose with the hand. What's
So,
left?
Constable, and then they got another Champions, is what
Yep.
you drew into.
Yep. We are going to swing 3 into your base.
Okay, 3 goes into my base. I'm going to use Jabba to bounce Gurindon back to my hand. I will make a credit.
Yep. And I will drop the pod racer
Mm-hmm.
and get a credit myself.
Sure. And then we'll go ahead and use the credit, and we'll replay Gurindon to get rid of the Constable out of your hand.
Yep. I will pay 1 to move Poe to the Falcon.
Sure. I will claim the initiative.
And another 6 to your base.
Sure.
And pass.
Since you already drew your cards, I'm assuming.
Yes. Well, that's a draw. That, I guess. Good.
Yeah. It is me.
It's you. What you doing? What you got for me?
Sneeze.
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I think I have to do this just to save a bunch of damage. We're going to no glory your Falcon.
Okay.
So,
Fair. Well, in that case, I will deploy Poe.
sure. Knew that was coming. Before you kill Gurindon, we're going to go ahead and put you for 1 in your base.
Yep. And yes, we will take Grindon off the board because he's a problem.
Yep.
Don't need that anymore.
Hey, that means you had to use your leader to do it.
I mean,
Though,
yeah,
so.
it sucks that I had to use the leader to do it, but I mean, I was going to do it the other way too, the convoluted way of moving him to champions and kill it too.
That's also why I took him out, so that
Yeah.
way you can't shift your Poe. I'll go 1 to your base.
Yeah. I will go 2 to your base.
Okay. I will claim the initiative.
And 1 more to your base.
Sure.
And pass.
Nothing.
I
Nothing.
did not draw an option.
Nothing.
I did not draw an option. I said that was why I was like, oh, this is an interesting draw.
That's what we like to see.
Gross.
Okay, so just think that's not happening now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel. 7. Qui-Gon.
Luke,
Oh.
you want to create a credit, or do you want to let me and create a credit and ready it, or you want me to let me deal 5 damage?
I'll create a credit, you can ready it.
And it's back to you.
Yep. 1 damage to your base.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will swing Luke into that to kill it.
Sure.
Get it off the boat. Get that sentinel out of my way.
I'll flip Java.
2D base. Mhm.
Kill that.
Okay. 40 your base.
So 4, 9 is 14. So that, that. I will claim the initiative.
Okay. You get one more into your base.
Sure.
And then I will pass.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Ready?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to kill Luke.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's ready to. But
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, you had to kill it. Like you were
Yeah, it
dead.
was just
You were
it was
dead in the swing.
so
But
the whole thing was it was a matter of what I was doing the calculations was can I kill one other unit and then
yeah.
be able to claim? So in theory, you were able to swing for 5 more damage, or if you would have instantly claimed instead of swinging for that 5 more damage, you would have netted 4 more damage by just swinging with Luke outright first.
True. Yes.
So that's what I was trying to figure. I was like, is he going to keep swinging or
Uh,
is he going to claim here?
but I also
So
was that puts you in check where you have to kill Luke at that point too. That was kind of my thought process where I put you at 18, which is one swing away with Luke. 40 your base.
oh, I'm not even adding the math on my base. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I was getting you one swing from Luke killing you, so basically forcing you have to kill it now.
Hmm.
And getting me closer to being 3 wins.
I'm going to two-face Troy and give it to you to get 2 credits. You have a pump?
No, I do not have a pump. It's a nice thought, but nope, no pump, unfortunately. But I will still get one more into your base.
Sure. So that puts me at 25.
Yep.
I will drop a Rio Durant, bouncing this back up, putting it back into play. It gets a shield.
Okay. Black Squadron.
I'll claim.
All right. I will then can also drop a Skyhopper and this. And good.
So I just didn't get any of my removal at all that game.
Yep, that's fair.
No, you win. I have 2 emergency powers and a Salacious Crumb in my
I
hand.
also hit my pump.
Sure.
So I finally did hit it
Yeah.
there. Now.
But my goal is just trying to find the timing to get the emergency powers on. What I was
Yeah.
going to do was this, like, I could have just done like an. If you hadn't dropped that,
Yeah.
I was going to emergency powers here with the credits to kill that unit, and then I have this blocked off at that
Yeah,
point.
you get that
You
block.
dropping that other space unit is really what won you that. Like that was your nail in the coffin.
I mean, that was
so.
why I had that. I also had uh, a what was it the AT stolen AT hauler also. So I did have a couple of space units potentially to drop that
Yeah,
I was like, yep, now I
AT
can just
hauler is
go.
a bit more of a liability at that
It
point.
is, yeah. That is why that's why I dropped that over the AT hauler.
Yeah, no, I think my mistake was the few times I was attacking with this.
Yeah,
I should have been attacking your A
you
wing.
should have been killing my ship. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the one damage did nothing for you,
Yeah.
whereas killing that A wing would have actually slowed me down.
Again, on the control deck, I need to take your units off the board, not go to your face.
Yeah, you don't care about going to my face. You
Until
go
it's
slow
like
down.
a clean hit, then I
Mhm.
go to your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my mistake that game.
No, yeah. You are 100% correct. Yeah, the fact that you kept ignoring the A-wing, I'm like, great, I'll keep getting that one damage. It adds up over time.
Well, the other thing is you also have a bunch of pilots, so all you have to do is just repilot
Yeah.
it, and then it's out of my range at that point in
Yeah,
time.
I could just
So-
draw one of the damn pilots. They did not draw a single pilot that. Oh no, I dropped Boshek finally.
Yeah.
They've not drawn anything. I'm like, there's a lot of pilots in this deck. Where are they? But yeah, how it goes sometimes. Draws like to be random.
Yeah, the only reason I let you ready the Luke was because I knew you were going to trade into the Sentinel, but then I knew I could just Jabba kill it.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
that
that
was
was
the
my. I
trade.
mean, like either way, it kills that Sentinel. So I was like, that's fine by me. Whichever way you let me do it,
Yeah, but the
I get to kill
difference
the
was
Sentinel.
is that if I let you just do the 5 damage to it and it stays exhausted, I can't kill the
You
Luke
can't deal
after
with the
that.
Luke
So
anymore. Yeah,
I had
no,
to let you ready just so I could deal
no,
with the
that was the
Luke.
right call,
So
letting it ready. But yeah, that was. I expected you to do that, but I was still fine with that. I'm like, it still kills that Sentinel, gets it out of my way, lets me get 5 damage through, or 6 damage through, and again, I always like to emphasize this. Sometimes you just want to put out things as targets. Sometimes that's the right call. It's just that no, I just need targets to just make you deal with this now.
sure, I mean it's the whole make them have it situation.
Yeah.
I can't keep this hand. I really want to, but I can't.
I really want to keep this also, but it's high risk.
I had 3 of my 8/7 costs in my hand. I
Oh
can't keep
God, no,
that
you can't
hand.
play that. No. I mean
But I
this
had Garendon.
oh good, great. Well then I'm glad you're mulliganing it. This is not terrible, but it could burn me badly.
So don't do it.
But it could be very good.
Okay, against this deck.
It could be very good,
Okay.
depending on what you get.
Depending on what, so now you're basically just
Yeah.
contingent on what I get opposed
Yeah.
to
Yeah, if you strip my hand too much, that's a problem in that one,
right.
is the issue.
So
And this does strip my hand a lot, so
you want to have something that's going to be able to like be more reliant on your actions than my actions.
yeah.
So if you're just hoping and praying, hate to tell you,
But
hopes and prayers don't usually work.
wasn't as much hopes and prayers. I mean, there was a good line there. I just don't know if it was going to be enough. And there was some risk in that line. Still, maybe should have kept that. I might regret it. I might regret it now.
So the one thing I'm not running in this deck,
Yeah,
which I've waffled back and forth on, is Condemns.
you should run
Because if
condemns.
I run, well, I don't know that I have enough blue villainy stuff
No,
in
that's
here.
true. Yeah, that is a good point.
That's the reason why I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But if I ran Condemns and Stygian Primes, I think that that is really what's
Yeah.
going to lock up your board.
Oh, yeah, that's.
But that's a matter of
Why are some of these backwards?
what?
Any
Oh,
of those. What?
because I probably put them in wrong.
You
I
did.
don't know what's wrong. What's what?
There's a bunch backwards.
In a tournament,
You can
yes,
sort it
it'd be a
out.
different
I don't
sneeze.
care,
This is
but
my
yeah.
testing stuff.
Yeah, I don't care.
I have no idea what cards are the wrong direction. So
I badly regret mulliganing that hand.
wah wah.
Mistakes were made. All right. It's
I
you.
have initiative.
You do indeed.
Okay. I don't normally like doing this on turn one, but it is my turn one
Brendan,
play.
what you call it?
That's the trick is what do I not want to see right away? I'm gonna say the Skyhopper that can go the
Skyhopper?
ground.
No Skyhopper.
That's fine. You have Jam Communications, which is gonna be your turn one play,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rose, Champion, and okay.
Yep. Let's see what you've got.
You're gonna have a couple options here.
Good. 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 No glory. That's not even a question.
Well, but I mean, with what your next play is, I don't get to know Glory right away, but I can Beguile right away.
Which
So
is fine by me.
sure. Okay.
Back to you.
I claim.
And I pass.
Okay.
All right. It's you.
One to your base.
One to my base.
Garindin, putting in the work.
Without that champions.
Sure. And I will bounce Garindin back to my hand.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, get a credit.
Get a credit. Bounce Grindin. You can replay Grindin for 2, so you can play him. I don't know if I care that much. So because of that, I'm actually going to use that credit and put Poe on that.
Okay. Now that you've used the credit, you can't rose next turn.
Correct.
I'm going to claim.
Okay. I'll pass.
All right, ready?
Yep.
We will hold you for questioning.
Okay.
So
Exhaust it.
exhaust you, and I get to look at your
I
hand and
get
then
to
take
kill
something that is
one
a
of
yellow
those.
card out of your hand.
Yep.
So you have 4 resources available. We're going to take the hauler out of your hand.
Throw out the skirmisher.
Okay. Play the Garinden.
Yep.
I just get to name a card.
Oh yeah, you
But
get
technically,
then
I already
you
know
know what
what
I
both of
have.
them
Yeah.
are. So, you have this, which is now an. We're gonna name Rose Tico.
There's Rose, and I will claim.
Okay, and I pass.
Oh, that's interesting. I think we do that with this. And we are going to stop that shenanigans
Take
immediately.
1. Yep.
Can't have that happen anymore. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna charge you with espionage.
Okay.
Show you a hold for
What was
question
it
and a
again?
beguile. I look at your hand and take a unit out of it.
Oh, you get to discard a unit.
Yep.
Gross. So much discard.
So you also have a gross hand.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of your Chewy here.
Okay. So I am going to put Rose down, obviously.
Sure. And just because I can, I'm going to beguile her back
Yeah.
to your hand.
I expected that, but had to still force that.
Sure.
I'm the aggro, but I think in this case, with all your discards, well, stripped your hand. You're only down to 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
You're also in problems, so I am going to take 3 to your base.
Sure.
I'll let you
And
go
I'll
first.
claim
That's
the
fine by
initiative.
me. I'm just going to keep that hand. That is the nice thing about an aggro deck like this is I can stop at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Fine by me. So I can let you. So I can replenish my hand after those Girinden shenanigans. Right, it's you.
It is.
Choo choo choo.
I'm going to hold for questioning here.
Oh Jesus. Exhaust it. You get to discard 1 card that
And
matches a yellow unit. So it's one of these 2.
No, it's a card that shares the aspect with that unit.
Yeah, so one of these 2.
I don't have to discard a unit, is what I'm
Oh,
pointing
it's a
out.
card. Okay, yeah,
It's
it's not
any
a unit.
card, but
Any
it has to
card that
share
carries.
an aspect.
But still.
So it's just one of those 2, correct?
Yep.
Both of those are gross.
Yep. That's why I was glad to see that draw.
Mm-hmm. You get immediate value out of Rose, so we're gonna
That
get
is
rid of
the
Rose.
correct call. That was the call I would make as well. I agree. So in that case, then I will drop Urk onto the ground.
I'll flip.
Swing 4 into him.
Okay.
Kill that.
I'll pass. I'll run into Poe.
Mm-hmm. Leave 4 to your base.
Okay. I will claim the initiative.
Now pass.
I'll hold him for questioning. Lots of
Same
questions.
hand. It's the same hand.
Did you shuffle?
I just drew those two.
I mean, you could honestly ask me the same question since I've gotten 3 hold for questioning.
That too, yeah. No,
But it's like,
I love the exact same. It's the identical hand from last time you hold for
the
Christian.
obvious choice is still to take Rose away since
Yeah.
Urk's already in play.
Yep. Fair. So Urk's exhausted. I will do 4 to your base.
Sure. So that takes me to 11.
Yep.
This is weird.
Yeah, when I drew that, I was like, this is kind of hilarious. Kill each other.
Foe.
Yeah. I expected that. I will do another 3 to your base.
Yep. I'll claim.
I will drop a falcon.
Okay.
And then I will pass. All that still. Yeah, that's the I think that would be the flip side. I think against aggro, especially an aggro that can stop at 5, your discards relying on the discards as much is not helping as much.
I'm not
It's
supposed
fluctuating.
I'm not supposed to be relying on the discard.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's not true.
I'm
Yeah.
actually drawing pretty piss poorly these last couple games kind of
That's
thing.
true.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah. The cards that I'm drawing, like, I'm not supposed to be going 3 of those in a row.
It's been rough.
It's like, what is that? Yeah.
But yeah, you are stripping out threats, but I just have so many other threats that keep coming out.
You were able to strip my one true removal card out of my hand that I've gotten this entire game.
Yeah,
so.
that jam actually did work out well for me. Surprisingly, for what was a crappy opening hand, that jam saved my ass. Mm-hmm.
This is the thing that I'm still working out this deck to be is I have a lot of good delay tactics in the beginning. I
Yeah.
need to
How
find
to
the
kill.
point that I turn the corner and can then kill you in the
Yeah.
process. So it's some things just need massaging to figure that out at the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm gonna Garinden.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Urk just because I know it's potentially in your hand.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else that's potentially in your hand.
Nothing
thing,
exciting,
so
but
that's fine. So then
yeah.
Urk goes away, but then an A-wing and a BB-88.
Yep. Both good threats for me. 6 to your base.
Okay. That's the Clown Car Falcon, right?
That is the Clown Car Falcon, so technically that is lethal in space right now if I move
Yeah,
Poe.
you win. I don't have any way to contend with space.
Yep.
Like my last 2 cards in my hand were a Sentinel and then emergency. The number of times that I've had emergency powers in my hand and cannot get to go on anything is infuriating. Because part of what I'm doing for a win condition for this deck, though, is here's why you're surviving. That's the bottom of my deck, 2 Stygian Prime.
Oh
right
God,
there.
yes,
So,
that would have been bad for me because I did not draw any upgrade removal that game at all.
yeah. Both my Lost and Forgotten's in the bottom of my deck.
Yep.
Yeah, literally, I got draw screwed that game.
Yeah, that's rough.
I never saw a Cantwell against you ever.
Yep.
So,
yeah, Cantwell would have helped a lot.
I would have thought my third one of those. Yeah, it was just a bad shuffle that game. This is kind of what my win condition is supposed to be.
Emergency powers on Salacious Crumb.
Yep. So it's I get you controlled.
Yeah.
Drop a Salacious Crumb. Use everything else to emergency powers him to smash you in the face for whenever I can.
That's not a bad combo.
You can still use Salacious Crumb in the beginning to get your credits, do a little bit of incremental damage.
Yeah.
This can hit a Sentinel. That's what I was trying to do this whole time, was set up that.
Yeah.
But you always had a unit that had enough to kill it.
Yeah.
So it's like between the Rose and the Urks, it's like those are the exact 2 units I don't want to see in your hand when I have this.
Yep.
So yeah.
I mean, again, hilarious that I actually literally drew the 2 cards just for the same hand again. I was like,
you say funny, I say disaster.
I mean, it's funny. It's funny. But no, good games. Again, I think you've got a good deck. It's going to, I mean, aggro is going to be hard for it. You are running a soft control deck.
I still think you get, like, if I had condemns and Stygian primes, I think you're screwed.
I do think condemns help, but the problem is, yeah, where do you fit condemns in? And you still need finishers.
Well, I know where I would. So I have this card in here as a. I wanted to see how it would work, and I don't know that
Yeah,
I like it. It's an easy swap for condemn, which is Lats Razzie.
that's Razzie.
So Lats Razzie using my base, I come down and do 2 or 3 damage to a unit, and then it's an underwear that I can bounce back in my hand. But since it's the green, I'm not really gonna ever replay it because I'm not really playing that for
Yeah,
5.
that's the
So
problem. No, I
if
would
this
cut
comes
her
out and
because
condemns go in,
yeah, I think you're right. You cut her because yeah, you don't want to use your splash base on that, honestly. You want to use your splash base on Stygian.
these are in here primarily for um, just looking at your hand on the turn 1.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to have.
The
Like
other
you
one that I've
want that.
thought about though, and if I run condemns, I probably switch these, is the probe droid, Imperial probe droid.
Yes, the
Because
3/2.
the probe droid does the same thing as this and allows me to then have a villainy card, more villainy cards to then
Yeah,
trigger the
to hit that. Yeah.
condemn.
I think you're right on that. I think Probe Droid is a better option for that. Plus, it can kill a lot of things, not everything.
This is actually sneakily good because, and this is also what annoyed me.
Yeah.
The very first turn, when I mulliganed, I had 2 Rhydonium detonations in my hand, so I had to mulligan that away.
Oh no.
And then my opening hand again, I got another one. I had to mulligan that because, or resource that because I just can't hold on to that long against you.
Yeah.
But the two-faced Troig allows me to. I give this to you on the 3rd resource. If I was able to like bounce anything on turn 1, that gives me 3 credits with 3 resources.
Mhm.
Next turn I have 4 credits, 3 resources. I can Rhydonium you the very next turn.
Yeah.
Rhydonium states that I can return any unit that I own. I can return this back to my own hand, even though it's on your side of the board.
Yeah.
Then you wipe your board, and then I have a Sentinel or a credit generator for coming down for the next turn.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So there's a lot of good synergies with this. I think I just drew really.
That was some
I
tough
fell victim
draws,
to what
yeah.
I like am known to be a problem is me, myself, and I just drawing like bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I seriously thought about keeping that last hand. So the previous hand, what I would have kept that I out of what I resourced, I had what would I have? I would have had that. Uh, no, it wasn't that. It was like this is what I would have kept, and it was tempting. And this is why I thought about it, but I was also like, against you, I don't love it as much, just because knowing you have the hand destruction, it was that. So I didn't hate it, but I was hoping to get like opening hand item destruction or or not hand destruction, upgrade
upgrade removal.
removal. It was kind of like I kind of really want to find that, and I was resourcing a couple. I had to resource a Chewy and an aggressive negotiations. I didn't want to resource those either. So, but I mean, this was not a
So
terrible line.
already,
My problem was Urk would have been dead, gone
this would have gone away and put Chewy there instead.
potentially.
Because
Yeah.
against me,
Well, my concern was if you pull a Grindin and take both of my turn 1 plays, or turn 2 plays, I'm in trouble.
I can
Like,
take both of
well,
them
if
in
you
turn
take
1.
one of them, but if I resource this, I don't pull another 3, and I just have Chewy. Chewy can't
Chewy's
get,
there to pilot this.
but Poe's going to go on that turn 1, usually. But
Against
maybe not.
me,
Against you,
maybe
probably
you
not.
don't
Yeah,
do that.
potentially. Yeah,
Because against me, I can't bounce him, and the only real removal I'm going to have at that place is no glory.
there's
No
no
glory
glory.
comes out 2 turns
2 more turns.
later.
Yeah.
So
No.
I think
Whatever.
against me, you get rid of the hauler because the hauler you don't want me to like be able to get a space unit against you by
Yeah.
removing it.
Yeah.
And so
Well, I mean, I do want you to know glory it. I kind of want
I
to put
would never
Chewy
know
on it.
glory a
Put
hauler.
Chewy on a hauler.
That's different.
Yeah.
But then I'm 2 for 1 in you, and so you can get the shit back. Okay, fine. I
Yeah.
probably have other methods after that.
Yeah.
And I'd gladly 2 for 1 that with a Chewy on it.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
But
But yeah, that's why I'm like, I think that your first hand would have been the better one to keep, and I just think you were choosing
lucked
the wrong
into.
resources
You're right. I was
to.
thinking wrong, but I mean, look, it worked out because yeah, that jam communications basically won me the game. Well, I don't know if
No,
I'm
I don't
the
know that it
game.
won you the game. I think just my bad
It
draws.
made
Getting
a big
all
difference.
3 of
Yeah.
my hold for questionings like that back to back, it's like, yay, it's like, great, but it's not like
Well, and again, yeah, with it against an aggro deck where I'm just like, I stopped resourcing at 5. I'm like, fine, you can strip a single card from me now.
correct, which is why I needed to get into my more in-game stuff, and I just wasn't
You weren't
drawing
hitting it,
my like
yeah.
mid to in-game anything. It's
Yeah.
like I couldn't do anything at that point in time. I got too much of my early stuff. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, but
Yeah, that's, I guess, I mean, it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be, just because, again, I was worried about the discard, but that discard is much more impactful for Thrawn or Avar, where Poe, it's like, fine,
I think
I'm
your
going to lose some stuff, but it's
factor
not
that you've
terrible.
talked about is the reason why
Yeah,
is because you don't have to go deep into the resource tank.
yeah,
You're able to keep a flush hand, which is why discard has always been a. I mean, I love discard,
yeah.
mainly because I dislike the dynamics of the relationship with control in this game, which is ironic because I know I'm playing a controlled deck with this. So, but it's the play one unit, get rid of one unit, and it's just like, okay, if I'm going to have any kind of an aggro deck, I almost have to have some kind of discard comp. What's the companion basically?
Yeah,
Because like you had to be able to like have jam communications as a discard companion
that did
to
help. Yeah,
get rid of certain things that as a control player, if I have, you're just blown out at that point in time,
yeah,
right? So you almost have to marry a little discard with a little aggro to really get past the control in this format because
hmm
it's not like I can just go, yeah, I can spend all of my resources before you even get a chance to react to me and I can just lay down like 4 units. Now what?
yeah.
So it's you get to go one for one. And that one for one exchange is what makes it very frustrating from an aggro player standpoint in this game, in my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah, and I'm curious to see where the meta goes also, because if control starts getting a bigger slice, which very possible, because right now we're seeing Lando and Obi are the top decks. They're a 30-40% of the meta. Um, control eats them alive. So
So this should eat Obi alive because Obi has no, especially if
uh,
I put the condemns in here.
yeah,
Obi
Obi it'll be
doesn't
good
have
against.
upgrade removal.
Condemn on an Obi-Wan is real
Right.
too. Yeah, it's just like, yep, he's
So
worthless
Obi
now.
not having upgrade removal is problematic
Yep.
against the space decks. Like I
Well, and
said,
Lando doesn't have upgrade removal either.
right.
And
Um,
he drops his giant resource play, and then you Stygian Prime it.
right.
And okay,
And against Boba Fett, the Stygian Primes will do a lot of work. Yes, they have the upgrade removal, but
yeah,
they're going to have to use their upgrade removal to.
get rid of that.
They have to draw it. And then the other thing that I can do against like space decks like Luke and stuff is that same two-faced Troid comes into play, gives you a credit, it gives me 2 credits, and that gives me a on the 4 resource turn. I can hyperspace disaster and blow your entire space out of the water.
Yeah,
Or I can Cantwell and lock up whatever your unit is. And I have a space unit that's a 6/7 coming in and smashing
yeah.
you and taking up whatever I
But
don't lock up.
again, you're lacking on blue, so how often are you able to hit the disclose on the Cantwell?
So by the time that comes into play, I have more of it. Again, it's finding that balance point is really what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm lacking on blue, it's that I don't like the idea of having to have a specific combination in my hand,
hmm
right? And so, especially like if I'm running the espionage, I need yellow for this one.
Yeah.
I need blue for that one. So I need to have like this balance, and that might be like too much going on.
I think that's an issue. Like, I think Condemn's going to be easier to pull off than, honestly, I think the Cantwell's blue black is going to be tougher for you a lot
Well,
more of
I
the
have
time.
the emergency powers. I have the no glories. You have Lost and Forgottens. Those are blues. Salacious Crumb is villainy. So
Well, villainy not
Rhydoniums
going
are.
to be an issue. It's the blues that is what
Well,
you hate.
villainy is actually somewhat of an issue
Oh,
because a
really?
lot of the
Okay.
underworld in the blue yellow is
Oh, that's
non-villainy. It
true.
is
Yeah, yeah,
just generic because, like, Finn, not villainy. The Two-Faced Troig, not villainy. Whatchamacallit? Where'd he go? The Rio.
yeah. Yeah,
Can't
Rios.
find him. Rio is not villainy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of units in here that, I mean, that's not villainy. So there's a lot of things in here that don't fit that bill. This is the other fun one that I can do. Throw a shield, bounce it, put it back into play. Throw a shield, bounce it. So I have like a reoccurring shield generator for my sentinels if I wanted to. Again,
I would probably
it's
cut that one.
that one's actually very good.
I mean, I like it, but
It's also a turn one play that I can get a credit beyond Salacious Crumb.
that is
Because
true.
I can put it into play and I can just bounce it for a credit and then set it for next turn. And then I can put a 4-drop into play next turn if I
Yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, that is true.
So, like I said, it's just a matter of, I think fine tuning and massaging out the numbers, if you will.
Yeah,
I think definitely taking out the Lats Razzies is going to have to happen. I just don't think that. I think that's too cute of an idea.
Razzie needs to go.
But the other thing is that I worry that like using the base for only 3 cards feels like it's a not a good choice. So I feel like there should be some other card that I'm trying to use this base for.
See, I disagree when the card is good enough to justify it, and I think it is. That's the thing, is it's the same argument I would make with my Thrawn deck, is I only have 3 legacy runs in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need.
See, I think you're wrong on that. So,
But well, here's the thing though. Then you can use your sideboard to sideboard in other stuff that's splashable.
so
So it opens up your sideboard more. And that's the way I
potentially,
look at it is in my main deck, I have those 3 legacy runs. In my sideboard, I can look at the entire universe and see what I want to sideboard in. And that's, I think, the way to look at it there. And I think for this deck as well, I think that's the way you should look at it is for the main deck, you've Stygian is why you're running this. And it's a justified reason to run this. So you run it for Stygian, and then you have sideboard options that are splashes that you bring in later that are other options potentially.
hmm,
But yeah, I don't think you need to because you don't want to use again, you don't want to use the splash base on Latzrazi. You want to use it on Stygian. And that's again where it is. I same with my Thrawn deck. I don't want to use it on anything other than Legacy Run because I don't want to be playing Legacy Runs at 7. I want to be playing it at 4 or 5.
hmm.
And so that's enough reason. And you also want to be playing, especially that first Stygian Prime, you want to play it for cheap and get another option. So I think that's a good reason for you just run the 3 main deck and worry your splash is your sideboard. And that's where you start to look at, hey, this gives me a lot more options people are not going to be prepared for because of my splash base.
Hmm. Potentially. I just feel like I'm giving up 3 hit points for nothing on most games if
I
I don't
mean,
ever draw.
Stygian's a lot more than 3
If
hit
I don't
points.
draw the
I mean,
Stygian,
if you don't draw it, yes, but
so
with 3 of your odds are pretty high of hitting it.
I didn't hit it in 2 games.
Pretty high. I did not say it's guaranteed.
I did not
I
hit
did
it
not
two
say it's
games in a
guaranteed.
row. The game that I hit it, I crushed you. The
Yeah.
games that I didn't, I lost.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the other thing is this is the other piece of control decks. I mean, I've played a lot of control decks. I'm a control player. I love playing control. I don't play it as much in this set, just because of, I mean, initially it was because of the time rules and the double loss. And even then, it's still, the games just go so long, and I just don't want to be playing those longer games in competitions. But you need some card draw. That's the other thing. You want card draw, and I don't know what it
I
is.
was gonna
That's
say
the
they
problem. I don't
removed all the
know
card
what it
draw.
is. But that's the thing is that's the other piece is I'll rack my brain on it as well. But I mean, there's Night Sister, but that's not great
Nope.
because it's only a single card for you. It's great in Thrawn because it's 2 cards,
Correct.
um, but yeah, that's the one thing to think about because that's a big piece of control is you want to have card draw because you need to get
You
your
need to
options.
keep your hands open and
Yeah,
available to
you
have the things that you need to remove when you need to remove them. I
Yeah,
get that.
because
So,
as we were discussing the other night about control, it's like people think control is very simple. It's just play something, remove, play something, remove. It's like you need to hit the cards,
hmm,
and that's why, yeah, card draw is an essential piece of that of trying to get those cards in your hand because you got to keep pulling up and finding the different options so that you have a choice in your option. Every time you're forced to use a specific removal on something, like if you have to no glory something that isn't a chewy, you feel bad.
hmm.
You want to use something else on that. And that's why, yeah, you want to get that card draw to get it drawing. I don't know. I'll do some digging too. I don't think there is much, unfortunately, because yeah. But
Right.
yeah, that's the one thing I would be thinking about is there a way to get you card draw? I mean, the also issue is you need credit generation too.
Yes and no.
I mean, you need it for
Um,
when Jabba is out if you
Not
want to use an
really.
ambush, but
Because right now I don't really have much in the line of his ambush units. I
yeah.
mean, the best unit to use his ambush thing with is the new Boba Fett.
Yep.
Because Boba Fett,
But you don't have Boba
I
here,
don't
do
have.
you? Yeah.
I flipped him for Finn,
I mean,
and
I like
the
Finn.
reason why I flipped him for Finn is because Finn ambushes at 6 without needing a credit,
Yep.
so it allows me to take out a un upgraded 5 drop leader.
I mean, it takes
Because
out, yeah,
usually there's 6 health,
takes out
and
an
so
Obi-Wan.
boom, I can just run in and take out whatever that unit is.
Yep.
So that's the reason why I switched it out. But he's not Underworld. Boba Fett being Underworld, you have to have the. He's much more credit
Yeah,
reliant
you need
because you
that
got to
credit
pay the
there.
bounty hunter, right? Makes sense thematically. But the big thing about Boba Fett is he can technically take out a Yoda.
Yep.
So if I have the credit to put him into play and get the ambush off, and then I have another resource to then spin to do the 3 damage, that's a Yoda killer right there. So he's great in that regard. But it's you have to have the credits. And I feel like I don't generate credits with this deck consistently enough without detrimenting my board hard.
Yeah.
It's not like a Lando where I can just like, hey, here's free exchange of credits, basically, right? Um,
How many
and
Lost and
with
Forgottens are you
credit
running?
hate in the game, especially with the credit generating people like Lando, you're seeing more and more credit hate units. Those units are just going to take away that one credit that I might have anyway. So I thought, why worry about it then?
You're running 3 No Glories, right?
Yep,
And 2 Lost and Forgottens?
yep.
I would go down to 1 Lost and Forgotten and replace one of them with actually 1 Tree Remembers. I'd have one of each of those, and I would have Tree Remembers in the sideboards for aggro.
So I don't like Tree Remembers as much.
Tree Remembers is very useful against space aggro. That's the key. That's the reason you have Tree Remembers, which this deck does have a weakness to space aggro.
So to me, Tree Remembers would be in the sideboard to replace Beguiles.
That's also possible. Yeah, you could do that as well. But I don't think you need. I don't think you need 2 Lost and Forgotten's main deck.
Part of it is life recovery to stabilize after the fact.
It is, but
Because ideally, you should only have 1 or 2 units in play that by the time you get to that round. So then I'm having to just, hey, remove your unit and heal. That's all I'm going for.
yeah.
The bigger thing that I think I need a better answer for in this deck is leader.
Yep.
I need a better answer for dealing with your leader when it flips into play.
And that is where
Finn is supposed to be there.
Finn helps. I would also look at yellow blue. I mean, exhaustion effects is another thing to consider because yellow blue has. I mean,
I
you've
have
got some of
plenty of
those,
that,
but
so
and that is another thing. Probably you're running 3 of the uh
hold for
hold for
questioning.
questioning. I don't think you need 3 of
It's a
those.
combination of a discard and
It is. No, it's
exhausting,
very good, but
so
your
I also
discard.
get to look at your hand for Garindon setup.
Yeah, but you're discard heavy because you've also got 3 of these, you've got 3 of these, you've got 3 Garindans. You don't need 9, is why I would say. And you've got Beguiles to look at hands. You're heavy. You're too heavy. I would shrink that down a bit. I think
Well, what's the key to consistency?
I think Garindan stays at 3. Well, but again, I'm saying yes, the key to consistency obviously is having 3 ofs, but you don't need consistency in all of these because you basically have 9. You're looking at 9 discard look at hand things and another look at hand. I would keep 3 of Garindon because I think Garindon is your biggest threat with the bouncing and the constant discard.
What's the targeted discard?
The targeted discard, I would
This is
probably keep.
targeted discard.
So
This is targeted discard.
this is targeted discard. Yeah, and that's true, but I would. Well, and this is targeted discard. So
The one that would probably come down is this goes to a 2 if nothing else. I still think this is a 3, this is a 3.
I would take both of these to a 2.
Potentially.
I would bring both of these down to a 2. I would bring Beguile to a 2 if it's not already a 2.
It's 3.
I would get all 3 of these as 2. Because that gives you more space for other stuff, which is what you need to do. I would take out one of these. So I basically take out all 4 of these. This is 4 card space right there. Yeah, I think the Inspector Shuttle definitely goes. Because I think you've got a good idea. Like I love your idea. I just think you've got too much redundancy on it, and you need, again, as you mentioned, you need a way to turn the corner and actually kill. And you're lacking on that, so you need to take some of this redundancy away and get some more threats and ways to actually get out there and start causing a problem. So that's where I would look at. I would, yeah, one of each of these, and like again, testing wise, just go down to 2 of each of these, take all these out. Just 1 lost and forgotten. You get another lost and forgotten in your sideboard. You don't need 2 main deck. I even did the same with Thrawn. I've moved him down to 1 lost and forgotten main deck. It, how many Rhydoniums? How many hyperspaces are you running?
There's only 1 hyperspace in there and 3 Rhydoniums.
I would probably split that 2 and 2 because there's a lot of space aggro in the current meta.
Sure.
Hyperspace is really useful. And you don't have a lot of space answers because that could even be somebody drops a huge thing in space that isn't a space deck. At least hyperspace gets rid of it.
Well, the other thing that I don't have in there, which I could throw in there, is the hotness right now, which is watch this. It's a band-aid, not an answer.
Yeah, it's a band-aid. I don't know if it fits this deck.
Well, it's the bounce aspect.
Yeah,
Because if I bounce something back to your hand, then I can strip it from your hand.
yeah, yeah. But by that point in the game, stripping is not as big as
Finishing.
finishing,
Correct.
or yeah, turning the corner and starting to finish. I mean, I do love the emergency powers. I think emergency powers is it's a very good make them have it card
So
of
the
I'm
emergency
gonna kill you
powers
or
kind of acts like a universal finisher because I can turn
yeah,
any unit into the finisher. The
exactly.
trick is that you can't do that really unless I know through hand stripping that you don't have a beguile. I have to worry that you can just beguile any unit that I emergency powered.
Yep. I'm still questionable on the Cantwells. That's not a definite you need to get rid of this, but I would consider looking at other potential options just because I think the disclosure is going to be challenging at times.
I think with the reconfiguring of putting condemns in here,
That might
the
change that.
combination
Yeah.
of condemns into Stygian Prime into Cantwell is
And we are getting rid of some of
absolutely
we're
backbreaking.
getting rid of some of the problematic stuff that's not that is giving you issues with being able to hit on both of those.
Sure.
So that helps a little bit. So yeah, I would still probably keep testing with it. Um, I mean, otherwise, I would probably keep. I don't think I would make any other changes to this deck. I like what else you have. Um, is there another choice for what about the FN Trooper? Is that five or
The
six?
Underworld trait is the
Oh,
reason
the
why that
Underworld.
is
Yeah,
there.
no. Do you
So the
care about
two,
Underworld
yes,
at that point?
because of the fact that you can run into
The
it,
ambush, yeah,
deal it, and then I can, well, it's not even, it's
and
beyond the
bounce it.
ambush.
Yeah,
I can bounce it back to my hand and replay the Sentinel.
yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why they're Underworld Sentinels.
Yep, that makes sense. And that's actually another way I would consider also. It's also another tough play choice. I mean, I think you had to flip Jabba both of those times, but I would not probably usually flip Jabba because actually his leader side is much better for you most of the time unless you have credits.
My hands were garbage.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had to.
Yeah, I had to
You
flip him.
had to. But I would.
I needed to
That's
use him as like a stabilization thing,
yeah. Um,
which I don't like.
so yeah, we take out one of the Rhydoniums also because you don't need three of those, and but we replace that with one hyperspace because I think you do need two hyperspaces. You need answers for space, because that's gonna be a problem. I will say, I do think, yeah, with a little shifting, I think you'll be fine against a lot of space. I do think Vader's gonna be a big problem. I don't think you have anything to deal with Vader.
It's the early hyperspace or the
Yeah,
early Rhydonium.
early Rhydonium of hyperspace is really your answer. But yeah, so this
But it's
comes out.
also just
This comes out, but it gets replaced.
but
So
it's
one of
also
the
condemning and Stygian priming and Cantwelling and
that's
locking
true.
him up to where if you can't attack with the ships,
Yeah,
you can't do anything.
yeah. The clone ship is not that bad once it gets Stygian primed. Okay, let it get big.
Because the other thing is that Vader also has no upgrade removal.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. One, the condemns will help even more with that too. Then
Right.
obviously, yeah. Yeah, this is where I would look at like these are the specifics along with your three here. Like these are the ones I would make an adjustment to. I don't think and that gives you more space for stuff
Sure.
to start looking at more. I think, yeah, again, otherwise though, just I mean, looking at it from the eyes of a control player, I think you're in a good spot otherwise on this. I think you've got a good base. And again, it's a scary deck. Like the discard, well, and yeah, you're for Aura Sings for any control decks. Oh, this deck is brutal. Like if I'm a control deck, again, for my Thrawn deck, this is terrifying. Like even though the Thrawn deck can go more aggro-y, like it's still scary as hell. Like this is a dangerous deck for Thrawn.
So one card I thought about putting in the sideboard is a card that you probably don't see very often, which is the uh, something recruiter. It's the 5 cost 4/4. When it
Hmm.
comes into play, return an underworld card from your graveyard to your hand.
Nice.
So, and it's also an underworld card, so then I can bounce that back to my hand with Jabba.
And keep
So if
pulling
you
stuff
ever
out.
do say kill Garindin, I can throw that into play, pull the Garindin back to my hand, and then have Garindin available for more discard shenanigans at that point.
Yep.
So I've thought about even running one in the main board and then having maybe like one in the sideboard for if I face against another discard deck, then it's like kind of like how you had to do like the whole restock versus a restock deck. Then it's like I have the recruiter versus another discard deck, so I can bring my stuff back even though they can't bring theirs back.
Yeah.
So
I like that a lot. I think that's a good idea. I do think you need to get a couple Bobas in here. Boba's really good.
sure.
Um,
Again, my issue is always with him has always been the balance of the credits.
yep.
Where how am I getting them? How am I keeping them? Where am I using them?
Yep.
It's and unlike a lot of the other credit generating decks like Tobias, like Lando, even Krennic, I'm not consistently getting those
Yeah, you don't have
credits.
credit generation in here. That's
Another thing that consideration is maybe Bix for constant credit generation
actually that's not a
once
bad
she's in
idea.
play.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
But then I'm discarding my hand to do it. And
Yeah.
without card draw, I don't know if that's a good idea either because I have no way of really replenishing
Yeah,
my
you
hand
don't have a
back
way to
up.
replenish. That's yeah, you're right. That's not going to work.
So I don't know.
I mean, the one cost create a credit for one is not a bad call for this deck.
I think it's a waste of a card
I mean, it's not great, but
because
again,
it's like
this deck specifically it helps with.
if the card was pay one, gain a credit, draw one,
Yeah,
so you could use it as like a cycle engine, so to speak, right?
yeah.
I think it would be much better. But the fact that you're losing a card out of your hand just to turn it into one credit, I don't think is value enough.
Yeah, no, you're. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways of you potentially generating credits. That's the only one I can
Yep.
think of,
No, I
and
gotcha.
yeah, I don't love it either. Is there anything else? I
Well,
mean,
you could
there's
Lady Proxima as a 3-drop. It's constantly sitting there giving me credits, and then if they don't answer it, it's constantly giving me credits. Because I'm again, as the control player, do I really care about running into your base that early? No. Lady
yeah.
Proxima is to me a tempo lost though, because I would much rather on my turn 3 either be Grendining and bouncing that back to my hand to strip a card, or hold for questioning to tap your unit that's going to hit me in the face, make you discard a card.
So, well, I think this is where you need to shift your thought process. Is don't think of of Proxima as a turn two play, as a three cost turn two play. She is a you want to play her turn four, turn five. You want her out around the time Jabba's coming out, so you can start generating the credits for Jabba to get his ambushes.
Well, then I have to
So
have good ambushing units right
you
now.
do need good ambushing units, and you don't have a lot of that right now. But that's I think that's where she would come into play. Is you play her just before the Jabba flip or on the Jabba flip, start generating credits there,
Hmm.
rather than yeah, you don't want to play her on your turn two.
See, usually the turn that you're talking about playing job or playing Lady Proxima now
Yeah.
is the my opponents are flipping their leaders, and I need to be spending my resources dealing with their leaders,
Also,
not
yeah.
trying to develop something that's going to deal with them the turn later.
Yeah, an issue. But I mean, even yeah, if you can keep Jabba out, you can get her out on turn five or six or seven. But yeah, no, I think you don't have the ambushing units. I mean, Boba getting added is going to be nice, but um, yeah, it's still not enough to justify needing that. Um, yeah, yeah,
One
no.
thing that I thought about when I was doing the red version of this was you can't do it in this version because it's 2 color off. The what's his face? Can't think of it. Maul, the new Maul.
Oh yeah.
Because if you run the splash base with him in the red version, you're ignoring the green, and
Hmm.
then he is underworld that can then run into and then gain control of another person at the same time.
Yeah. See, I think this is another hyperspace. These two are going to be Bobas. I would put two Bobas in. I wouldn't go with three.
Mm,
I do two Bobas. These three are going to be three condemns.
nope.
Maybe two condemns.
These are the condemns.
Okay, those are the condemns. I mean, it doesn't matter, but yeah,
These turn into the Imperial probe droid because
those
I
become
need
Imperial
two
Core droids.
drops, and then
Yeah.
2 drops are going to be the same thing as I just look at your hand, only I'm better suited for
So I think you
exchanging.
do two condemns at least for testing initially. Try it with two condemns to start. You could have a third in the sideboard, but you've got between Stygian primes and condemns. That's a lot of lockdown stuff. So I would probably put two condemns in, and then you've got these three open for something along with those adjustments that you're making there.
Sure.
So I think that's a good way to start, I guess. Look at these three of something. I would probably, and I would almost do, at least for now, I would do like a two and a one, like something I'm pretty sure that's going to be good, test it as a two, something that I'm not certain of, but maybe could be good, or it could be just a good one of that I hit it, and this could be really strong.
Mm.
Maybe something big, maybe a lawbreaker, something like that as a one of.
I haven't liked Lawbringer thus far in
No,
testing.
love it. I'm just trying to think of any other big yellow, blue finishers.
I mean, that's what the biggest complaint that everybody has right now is that villain. He just doesn't have the big finishers.
Yeah, and that's
So
like that's the only one I can think of that I'm like that's maybe a good yellow blue finisher to bring out, and it slows your opponent down too, which is useful.
sure.
Um, but yeah, I can't. I mean, if you think of
Uh,
anything else, it's a good.
the other blue aggro stopper is what's her face? Sly Moore. Plot card 2/6 and makes any damage that goes at your base -2.
Yeah, that slows down. It the con is it's a one turn band aid.
Sure.
Yeah,
It does create a body though that you can then run into things with,
yeah.
and then
What is her stat line again?
2/6. But one thing that I thought about doing with her, or as like a, because again it's like recovery.
Yeah.
You have choke on aspirations,
Yep.
does up to 5 damage to a unit, and you heal that amount of damage. So with Jabba having a huge butt, with Slymore being a 2/6, both of those become targets that you can then choke on aspirations for 1 just to heal 5 real quick, just to
Yeah.
stabilize a little bit after you've taken some damage. So I thought about those as well.
Yeah. No, I would. I mean, you got to keep working on this, but I think you have the gems of a very, very good deck. I'm still not 100% on blue over red. I think the direct damage from red and things like that, and the more aggro, like the higher damage units from red
They
are
weren't there.
helpful.
They weren't there.
They weren't there. Okay.
Because what I took out of the red was a lot more, like I basically swapped, I took out some more discard stuff by getting rid of like the sharpshooters and stuff like
Yeah.
that were discard. The difference was they were units versus events, but I was already running these events anyway with that. The again the biggest thing that I think you get with red is again splash basing a maul in there to then kind of mop up
Yeah.
if you can, while stealing units and stuff like that. But the unless you're doing the typical like devastator slash planetary bombardment as like your finish,
Yeah.
then you really don't have that top end that you're talking about.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I'd be stripping your hand and then just waiting to get there. But the problem with red that blue doesn't have is blue has recovery.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's the reason why I'm running the 2 Lost and Forgottens. It's not a lot of recovery, but it's some recovery to get back from taking, because you take some initial damage.
Hmm.
I fully expect to be at like 15 damage on my base before I can even remotely think about stabilizing.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to recover off of that so that I don't just die in a couple units getting through after that.
Yeah.
Which at that stage of the game, sometimes it only takes 1 unit getting through.
Yeah. Aggressive
So
negotiations changes things a lot.
right. Well, not even that. Just sometimes you get like a Bo-Katan down who's like a 9/9. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now I gotta like, if I don't have that removal card in my hand, and then blue gets you the removal cards.
Hmm.
Red, yellow, I don't. There's nothing to interact and get the removal for those giant units coming down.
Yeah.
So the only other way to go would be green. Green handles space a lot better.
Yeah.
So if the meta was way more aggro space wise, I would probably be making a green version of this.
Yeah.
Because then you have like first lights, you have snub fighters, you have the 4/1 ambushing units in space that just like uses removal pieces.
Hmm.
Again, it's just what's the meta dictating. I think this has the most universal play
Yeah.
into what's out there, which is why I wanted to go with this.
Yeah. Well, and that's another way I would look at too of why Tree Remembers is of consideration too is your biggest problem is getting those early game units off the board efficiently, and not letting them just pick at you for damage to where you get in trouble.
See, I think it's actually more the mid game that causes me more
You think
problems
it's the mid game?
because
Yeah.
it's again it's that leader flip turn.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's that 5, maybe it's that 6 where you're guaranteed to get a second unit into play because you can flip your leader,
Hmm.
right? And so against you with the Poe, the struggle is always, do I let Poe sit on the plane or kill the unit, which then allows you to flip out on the ground and smash for even more
Yeah.
damage, kind of thing. So like when I killed that Falcon, that was one of the things I had to consider was like, I know this is your flip turn. Getting your leader flip is a free unit that does not cost you resources.
Yeah.
So it's guaranteed that's a turn that I have to be able to deal with 2 different things hitting the board.
Yep. Yeah. No.
And
Yeah.
right now, that's the struggle. And that's really where most decks are applying that extra damage.
Hmm.
Because if I can lock up your first unit, lock up your second unit, or like let your first unit, your little 2-drop, whatever, do some damage to me. I can lock up your second unit, lock up your third unit. Great. I've got that early board solved. I've taken a couple damage maybe I'm at like 6 damage, 9 damage from your 2 drop because I couldn't have anything deal with that right away. But again, that's where hopefully I can then get my own unit to deal with that. Those 2 are locked, and then I can recover health wise.
Yeah.
It's a matter that's like that tipping point of stabilization. I need that 5 to 6 resource turn to really be able to finish the lock and then turn to stabilize. So it's how do I get there quicker and or more efficiently?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no. I think, as I said, I think you've got a good basis of an idea here. I think this is a very strong deck, especially against certain decks, and maybe pretty strong into the meta. But yeah, I think yeah, you're right. It needs some adjustment still. It needs some work, but
Yeah.
you've got a good start here. Like this is, and that discard, it sucks. It sucks.
If it pops off hard enough, it can be devastating. I mean, even it's just the fact of throwing one Garindin down
Yeah.
and doing it to you once, as soon as I bounce it back to my hand, it puts a different mindset in your gameplay
Yep.
because now you're like, you have to change the order of things potentially because you know that at any point in time, I can drop that and look at your hand slash strip something out of
Yep.
your hand. So it's do you just let the thing that you know that I know you have go and say he's gonna call this, it's gonna go away. It's not even my hand anymore. It's just like if you got something, you milled something.
Yeah.
It was at the bottom of my deck. I'm not gonna see that anyway,
Yep.
right? You just have to go. It's not in my hand anyway. Don't even worry about it. The other thing that I like about the discard package here is also it counters aggressive negotiation decks
That is very true. Yep.
because with those being such a high thing, if I can keep your hand low, I'm not worried about a huge kickback from an aggressive negotiations.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've always gravitated just towards discard. Discard has always been problematic in Star Wars because with you drawing 2 cards at the start of every single turn, it's like I have an uphill battle to really
Yeah.
get that like locked on.
Yeah, like you screw up my very, very early game, but if I'm still able to get units all on curve, as soon as I get to 5, I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. Fine,
Right.
strip one from me.
Right. And so against aggro is really where you have to find that line because like you proved if I stop resourcing, this is going to be harder for you to actually lock me out.
Yeah.
So then I almost have to at that point go, okay, discard is done.
Yep.
Now I need to get into the removal hardcore aspect of it, which again is just another corner you have to turn in the segue of the game. But it's why I like the nuance of the blue version with it. And again,
Yeah.
I'm not a control player. I actually despise control for the by and large. This is me stepping out of my comfort zone, and it's something that I encourage players to do. It's like the best way to understand the opponent is to put yourself in their shoes, right?
Well, I mean, I always advocate for everybody should at least play control a bit because the thing about playing control is you need to learn every other deck. You need to know what is my line against this deck. You need to know what this deck's play line is. So it forces you to learn all the other decks better.
Yeah.
Aggro, you don't need to as much. You need to learn what the threats are in certain decks, but otherwise it's like I'm going at your face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just running at your face. Whatever, you got to stop me. Whereas control is like I need to figure out what my lines are, how to stop it. So it does force you to think a lot more about game state changes and things like that. So it's a very valuable thing to play. And most people, as I said, if you hate control, you start playing, you're like, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was when I was playing against it. Because I'm like, you just always have removal. It's like, no, I don't. It's just it looks that way because I've practiced it well and I know resourcing and lines pretty well. But yeah, no, it's like half the time I'm like, all right, well, here's the last one I got. Hopefully, I draw another. Oh, thank God I did, or no, I didn't. It's a challenging thing to play, but yeah, you should be playing all 3 different aspects. Don't just stick to just aggro, just mid range, or just control. Play it all. Know the full rock paper scissors of it, and that helps you up your game also, which is the most important part.
Yep. So, bit of a long video and bit of a tech deck at the end for
Yeah.
you, but we are getting ready for RPQs coming up, and so that's kind of where we were really wanting to like pour over and maybe give you guys a little bit more insight onto what our thought processes are when we actually get into a deck building scenario. So,
Sure.
thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, everybody.